Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you. Appreciate anyone who's subscribed recently. Here to do a video on the Record Store Day list, preview, and a few other things. It's not a lot of stuff. I haven't talked that much about Record Store Day this year, but really I haven't done it extensively. I mean, I often try to do like a preview video, but there's stuff that's come out, so I just haven't made it. It's not as big of a priority even like last like Black Friday, and I don't know. Anyway, there's just a few items that myself and my wife are going to be seeking out. Which the interesting thing of the schedule is Record Store Day is this coming Saturday, April 22nd. Then we're heading to Milwaukee the next morning to see Mickey Dolenz play like all of Headquarters, I guess, the Headquarters album. He's actually coming to Minneapolis the following Saturday, but that show got announced later and everything. Anyway, there isn't anything Monkees related, I don't think, on the Record Store Day list. But so my wishes are not like priorities per se, but I'll think about them. Some of it's a budget thing with a lot of this stuff, and just that trip, and then we're going to San Francisco, and also there's some concert tours that just got announced. In fact, let me go just announce those quickly. One tour that just got announced today was the Squid band from Brixton in the UK. Really the one that I really am a fan of among the three big names. Black Midi I'm sort of okay on, and I'm kind of jump ship on Black Country New Road. But Squid, and their album from Bright Green Field from 2021, I loved. They have a new album coming out, Oh Monolith, in early June. I've talked about. Well, they're going to be coming to the U.S. on their first North American tour. They're playing the Fine Line in Minneapolis on February 19th, and tickets go on sale. I don't know, I saw a pre-sale listed on Wednesday, tomorrow, but might be just Friday anyway. Looking to get those tickets. The other tour that I just noticed got announced, well, there's two of Keith Emerson. Carl Palmer's doing a few dates for ELP, like an ELP show. He's done tours doing ELP music, but he's not coming here. He's coming to Green Bay, Wisconsin in, I can't remember when it's going to be, July maybe? Anyway, but I'm not going to be going. I know people that probably will go. I mean, King's X just played Madison last night. They didn't come here, but Sound and Shape, who I've never seen, opened actually. Could go for seeing. But so the other sort of big tour, it's just got announced some dates, and the tickets go on sale the end of this week too, is the Family Crest. They're playing they're playing the Turf Club on July 12th. So I got the Ours show like a little like a week before that, like the 7th, so it's just like 5 days before then, and then them. And I know actually the members of the Family Crest are fans of Ours. So I'm not sure if Jimmy Necco knows the Family Crest, but anyway. So I'm likely going to go see that show, supporting the War Act 2 that came out last year in 2022. And anyway, it'd be great to see them again finally after. Actually, that was one of the last shows I saw in 2020 before COVID. You know, it was like, I think it was April it was February of 2020. Anyway, so those are the two tours that came on. Kevin Gilbert's estate's going to be releasing this vinyl of Caviar and the CD of Caviar, and like some others. There's like this Ultimate Edition that includes a beanie, a hat, some other things, not stickers, like patches and stuff like that, and a test pressing. Not going to be putting quite that much dough into it, but it's going to go on sale on the 26th, I believe. So it's a week from tomorrow? Yeah, I think it is. It's in the 19th. Yeah. The 26th were the vinyl and the CD. I believe the Ultimate Edition is going to go on sale, or it's going to be email opportunity to buy it. It's only like 50 of them on Thursday anyway. So go to kevingilbert.com or Pop Plus One or the social medias, of course, for that. So anyway, on to the Record Store Day stuff. Record Store Day 2023 on Saturday, April 22nd. The listings of the stuff that I noticed I wanted, I mean, there's really 4 things. None of them are a massive priority, but if I was choosing wish lists, I would probably choose the Porcupine Tree. It's IA/DW/ I don't know if it's FOABP. It's it's some Porcupine Tree songs on vinyl, I believe, that were not. They're not the album songs from that same sessions. It's I don't know if it's stuff that ended up on not recordings, but Chloroform, yeah, Chloroform, Mother and Child Divided, Drown with Me, and Revenant. The last one I think is XT. I don't know what that's referring to, but IA is IA? In Absentia, DW is Dead Wing. Those are songs that I thought ended up as like B-sides or extra tracks on in Absentia and maybe Dead Wing. And anyway, I guess it's a 7-inch single, 800 copies, or EP, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's an A and B. Well, it's sort of like a single. If the price isn't too steep, I probably would be interested in it. Assuming I could find it, and assuming a lot of the stores get it. So the next thing is the Mars Volta. When I initially saw that, I was completely passing on it. It was like Francis the Mute. I thought it was the album, but no, because I have that now. I did finally get a copy. I showed it. It's the Mars Volta, Francis the Mute. The title track, Mars Volta. I didn't spell it. And you really have to do the spacing correct to get this to work. It's the title track that didn't end up on the album that I have on CD, the remastered version, and then side B is The Widow. It's a song, the Francis the Mute, the song. And again, I think this might be, I think this is a 12-inch actually. 12-inch? Yeah, it's a 12-inch. I wonder if this will get snatched up. I don't know how many copies there are of this. They're going to be 6,750. Well, then that probably means there'll probably be a few dozen of them, depending on where we go. So that I'm still interested in, but again, going to be if they're asking like $25, $30 for this thing for just a 12-inch single. I'm not sure I'm going to bother. I like it, even though I've always understood that the title track, there's good reason it didn't end up on Francis the Mute. If it had, it would have probably not been as good of a record. It's not a bad song. It's a little slower, and anyway, it's not as dynamic and sort of exciting as a lot of the parts of that album that I love. So there's two other ones. There's Frou Frou's Deep Cuts, which came out last year as an EP. It was not new music from Frou Frou, the project, the collaboration between Imogen Heap and I forget the gentleman's name, the early 2000s, the one album they put out. But this was like leftovers. They weren't B-sides, but stuff that didn't end up. I got my kitty here. Yeah, you want to say it aloud to the camera? Yeah, one of the kitties. Kaja. Yeah, it's okay. Depending on what they would be asking for it, I might get it. I'm not a full, but I'm kind of an Imogen Heap completist in some ways. I have everything she's released, so everything like proper between Frou Frou and her solo career. So yeah, I might get that, but that's lesser priority. I mean, I see how many copies they have of that deep cuts. It was just like a digital release last year, but I wasn't really blown away by it. I was like addicted to like I have to have it. From Frou Frou. This thing isn't. You really have to be perfect in your spelling. There it is. No, it's not deep cuts. It's off cuts. I was thinking of the YouTube channel. Off cuts. My bad. It's all the tracks, but it's just weird how they look weird. There's like 3,000 copies, so I think it's probably a full length. I mean, it's a 12-inch handful. It doesn't say on here. Yeah, but Guy Sigsworth. Yeah, that's his name. So, and then the fourth piece, depending on what's on it, it looked kind of good, is Broken Social Scenes. Their best record to me, I have it on vinyl, but You Forgot It in People. It's an anniversary edition. I don't know if it really includes, a ton of extras. I think it's probably in colored vinyl, which, most record store day stuff is either colored or like a picture disc or whatever. Why? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's Yeah, I mean, is this a cash grab? The cover art doesn't look. I mean, my cover of the vinyl, but that's the original cover. Um, Double LP, so it's not going to be cheap. Doesn't say how many copies they're going to have, but it looks like it's an expanded edition. Archival photos, a poster, new liner notes, and on black and blue marble double vinyl. I don't know. I'm on the fence because I already have it. If I didn't have it on vinyl, I would very likely have I wouldn't even question whether I'd want to get it. It's an album I like, and again, Broken Social Scene's a band I like. I don't love. I have 3 or 4 of their CDs, and this is the only one I have on vinyl. It's always been my favorite. I like a couple of other records, but the thing is, I revisited it a few years ago. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. I listened to it again after not for many years, and I didn't enjoy it quite as much as I don't remember. It wasn't as it didn't blow me away. I remember I first heard it, I was like, wow, this band's really good. You know, you could talk more about them. I call them post-rock, but they're not post-rock in the sound of like Explosion of the Sky or Godspeed You Black Emperor. They have vocals, different singers, different instrumental sections, but they use some loops sometimes and samples, if I'm not mistaken, but a lot of little bits and everything. But this record was the one when I got into them about 15 years ago, was the one that I clearly liked the most. You Forgot It in People. It's their second record, so those are the main ones I'm seeking out. And something else may pop up. Something else I just find at the record stores, of course. How much time we're going to have on Saturday. Get breakfast, and we have to get ready for this trip. And my mother-in-law needs to come over to watch the cats and everything. It's a lot of... It always seems to happen on record store. We have other things going on. My wife is looking forward to 3 things. There is something by the... Adam Schlesinger's band, what the hell's the name of it? The band they used to play on Radio K. She's not interested. She loves Adam Schlesinger, but this particular album, she's not interested in that. But she's looking forward to Raphael Sadiq's The Way I See It, Belinda Carlisle's remixed album, and then the Texas Tornadoes, which we were just watching a documentary about them. I can maybe do a separate video about that. We also saw the Little Richard documentary recently. Texas Tornadoes, something from them. Just look that up. Again, I didn't write everything. We got to write everything down real quickly. Not Rick Fromm. Texas Tornadoes live from Ash Grove, Santa Monica, 1970. The Sir Douglas Quintet, really. Doug Fromm. Is his name Doug Fromm, I believe? Anyway, just watched 45 minutes of a documentary about him last night. So she's looking forward to that. But Ivy, that's the name of the band that Adam Schlesinger's, not his main band, Fountains of Wayne, the late Adam Schlesinger, but he has a side project called Ivy, which I actually heard before I met her. I used to listen to catch songs on Radio K, the local college station. And she loves a lot of the music from Ivy, but this particular record she's not really interested in. So that's about it. You know, what are you looking forward to getting on Record Store Day? I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and there's a Yes Live thing. There's some of the usual suspects I think were in there. I can't remember Toll. I mean, I could just scan through it quickly. It was really kind of, it wasn't like it was a short list. I mean, the Black Friday one obviously is, I don't know, camera. The Black Friday one is I could be doing this as a virtual one. It'd probably be better. The Black Friday one is a shorter list always, but I mean, Allman Brothers. I don't know if Spin Me Around. They're doing their videos already, showing a lot of. They already did, I think, last week or week before, but showing some more of the Record Store Day stuff. But, money, whatever, and there's other records, like the Kevin Gilbert stuff's coming. I'd rather put my money toward. That's what I found recently. A lot of the Kevin Gilbert stuff and new releases, like the Squid album. So that's part of it. I mean, part of it's just there's not anything. The ones I listed were just sort of mild interest, not a priority like King's X or like that Saigon Kick a couple years ago. A lot of Duran Duran, Carnival Rio, The Doors, there's a bunch of Doors singles. I have, actually. That's one of the first records I ever bought, 7-inch of Hello, I Love You. Break On Through and Love Her Madly, and then some limited edition mini turntable. See, the thing is, if Chris from Bull Moose was still doing videos, he did like a little thing the other day. If he still was, he probably would show that. The Dirty Projectors, Dio live in Fresno. I don't know. I like Dio, but I don't have a lot of his recordings on physical, like, you know, releases. Fleetwood Mac. Oh, there is Foles' Life is Dub. I don't know. I've come around on that new record, but I don't know if I want to spend the money on that either necessarily. It's a dub version of some of the songs on their record from last year. Life is Yours? You know, Hawkwind has the Iron Dream live from 1997. Like, there's been a million Hawkwind releases on Record Store Day. Gong live and Gong's known for being a live band, of course. Jerry Garcia Band, Edgar Frosty of Tangerine Dream. There's the Ivy Apartment Live demos. Billy Joel, Joan Jett live at. I want to listen to more. I've been wanting to listen to that album that has live in Italian restaurant. Scenes from Italian Restaurant, The Stranger. I've been wanting to like go through the whole thing and like do a review of it. I've listened to some of it over the last month. That song's like his version of Jungleland. It's like Billy Joel doing Prague. That track. It also has the track that there's more than one band that has a song of the same name. That album, The Stranger, has a bunch of really good tracks on it. Lacuna Coil. I don't know their catalog. I know them. You know, Madness, Madonna. There's a Madonna, American Life Mix. My wife's not going to be getting that. McCartney, Red Rose Speedway, Metronomy Small World Special Edition, Midlake live at Roundhouse. I love Midlake's album from last year. It's a double LP. I think I'm going to have to pass on as much as I have the one 12-inch Midlake single that has like some live stuff. It's like an EP actually. Our Lady Peace, Charlie Parker, Dolly Parton, Ennio Morricone, Motorhead. It's just, there wasn't any obvious other things other than Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime 2. I didn't care for that record. I didn't listen to it once. Love the original Operation Mindcrime. Not interested in necessarily buying the Operation Mindcrime 2. As much as they tried to do a follow-up, but it just never lived up to it. That was sort of the darker period of the Jeff Tate, the later period of Jeff Tate, when the band were kind of at odds and everything. I do like their record from last year a little bit, though. Sigur Rós Kveikir. I have a couple Sigur Rós records. I have the Brackets record and I guess Birdsum. Talk would be the only one I would even think about, or if they ever released Haima, the soundtrack to that. I love that, but Kveikir is kind of forgettable. I remember it was heavier, but let's see here. Soul Asylum, no. Sparks, they have the self-titled and Woofer in a Tweeter's Clothing. Sparks, while you don't see their records very often, I'm not, at this point, collecting. I just want to see them live once, really. I think they're coming back, but just money and scheduling and stuff like that, all the stuff that's happening, I may not be able to make it to see them. The documentary was good. The Sword, Gods of Earth. I remember when that album came out. Very Black Sabbath-y. 15th anniversary. A U2 released, Two Hearts Beat, and Sunday Bloody Sunday. War and Surrender mixes. There's just, there's some things but from bands I kind of like, but I wouldn't necessarily be shelling a lot of money toward at this point. UFO. Various artists, so, it's been, it's kind of hit and miss, and that's the thing with Record Store Day. Thinking about it, this will be what, the 16th, 17th one or something like that? I mean, when they first started Record Store Day, it was just about going to the record store. They had food, they had like stickers and pins and t-shirts, stuff like that. It wasn't about all the special items, and it's become that. It was like 3, 4, 5, 6 years later, the whole like industry jumped on board with vinyl and stuff, got so expensive, but you don't necessarily have to have special record store items to like prioritize and spend money at a record store. Just go to a record store. I also feel like just going to the record store periodically and buying records and buying records at the record store, specifically to support the local record stores, is kind of the whole point of it. And even if it's not on Record Store Day, and Record Store Day has become this crowded event, and I don't even love going to the record store when it's crowded. So that's why sometimes we've gone like on Sunday, or I think the one strategy would be to go like a couple days before. and just shop for some records. If they're new records, they're coming out. Their stuff's coming up this month. The big one is Hotel Laughing Tree. There's no physical item right now. The CD is going to be coming out at some point. But anyway, I'd be curious, are you looking forward to any of this stuff for records, or what are you looking forward to Record Store Day? My wife and I will look to make a video, although we've been kind of in and out of that. Sometimes we mean to and don't get around to it. And so, but anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We'll see you next time.